Okay, my nerds. So, yeah, we are looking at a skeleton today. This is the Skelly. This is the titanium Skelly. So this is a V1 design, back from the days of the before time, basically. Before we had wraps like the SGS and the SSS and the SSI and the SGI. All right, so these are the V2s, and this is a V1. I only have one other no, lying. I have two other V1s. So there's a couple other V1s, the Meat Hammer and the Sphera. But it's not about any of these guys right now, so I'll put these all back because they're very distracting. So, it goes there, somewhere like there, there, there. They all have their own special spots. There and there. Okay, so, yeah, so V1 design, there were five. There were five of these. There was the Skelly, there was the Meat Hammer, there was the Sphera, there was the Groovy, and there was the Spiral. I had a Groovy, I had a Spiral. I wasn't enamored by them. They were in titanium, just like this one. Probably was just too light for me or something like that. But speaking of light, wow, this thing has got to be the lightest Rapt up against the probably like a Ultim, like a solid body Ultim one. I know that each half of an Ultim body, just the body part, right? No plates, no magnets or anything like that. I think it only weighs like 3 grams. I used to have a Groovy Ultim, bodied one, and yeah, I don't anymore. I broke it. Long story. So yeah, it's light, man. It's got to be one of the lightest ones. This thing is just but skin and bone. Yeah, but skin and bone. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna open it up, and we're gonna kind of play with what's good about the Skelly, and kind of weigh it and do that kind of stuff. You probably think like now you're like, why do you have pink inserts in there? Like, what are those pink foam dampeners you have or something like that? And it's not actually dampeners or anything. It's just construction paper. And you will see when we open it up. And I'll explain why I've done it that way. So yeah, there you go. I mean, this is pretty cool. You can see where's my pointy thing? Where's my pointer stick? There it is. Okay. You can see the insert in there. The magnet insert sitting right there. So I know that I have aluminum. I've got aluminum all medium in this thing right now. This is one of the only wraps where you can actually safely put all medium magnets in and then just play with it like it's any other wrap, and it's never going to fall on a ladder or something just because it's so light. So before we open it up, just want to give you an idea of just how thin this thing is. So not only is it like probably the lightest metal Rapt if you're getting it titanium, but it's probably like the thinnest one. So most wraps come in around, they come in around like half an inch or something like that, but this is only 0.46 of an inch. Let me zero that again, make sure we're all good. 0.46. And then from comparison, the next thinnest one would be like an SGS. So I have a titanium SGS here. Yeah. So that's like a full 0.10, 0.1. Thicker. Definitely the thinnest one. Prove me wrong. And then the other dimensions are going to be the same. It's 1.1 inch for the width and 1.8 for the height, length, whatever. Yeah, so Yeah, right. I want to weigh this as it is now. Before I open it up. Put a little handy dandy box here to get an accurate weight. rounded up to 46 grams. 46 grams. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. And that can be even lighter. We could bring that down probably about 7 grams or something like that if we put the plastic inserts in there. So, because it's so light, it is very clicky. It is very fast. It's very fun that way. So, what I want to kind of show you is what I did here and how I made it like not rattle at all, because the one thing about the Skelly is that it just wants to rattle. It is dare I say, like the ultimate divorce mode machine. And if you don't know what I mean by divorce mode, it's just something I said one time, you know, around the guys and gals on the groups, talking about what it meant when you took put rubber spacers in your Rapt instead of foam dampeners, and how it was put into divorce mode, because, you know, my wife hates it. Lots of other guys' wives hate it. Your wives, your partners, whatever. There's not a lot of people that enjoy that crackly noise. So what these are is it's just construction paper. It's just construction paper on top of foam dampeners. So what I found was that I was experimenting with how I could get the thing to be completely silent on the sliding. Okay, so sometimes, you know, you go and you put your foam dampeners in, and you might notice that you know when you're sliding it, you're still hearing something, right? I think most of mine are locked down now, right? But if you're going on that slide, sometimes, so this one's locked in. This is silent. So all I'm hearing is the sound of the plates rubbing against each other. But sometimes you hear a little bit of magnet movement, just a little bit, or a little bit of something shifting around, and that can really bug people sometimes. It bugs me sometimes too, especially because, like, when I want it to be quiet, I want it to be quiet, you know, and I want it to be loud. I want it to, you know, be all rattly and stuff, but I don't want this like in between thing. I don't want like an unwanted sort of noise happening. So the way this is now is just kind of the aftermath of me experimenting and doing little things to it to make it completely silent. But it doesn't want to be silent. It's not that kind of a Rapt. So before I get into that, I'll get distracted by that and kind of do this. So I'll show you this. Look at this. So this is how the insides of the V1s were lasered. So that's Rapt, but that's written in phonetic spelling. So if you don't know what phonetic spelling is, I highly recommend doing a quick Google. But the quick explanation is that it's basically just a way of showing you how to pronounce it. Rapt. So, and then you see the little K in there. So K is the letter for the Skelly. We couldn't have an S because we have an S for the spiral, and then there's an SP for the Sphera. So Skelly had to just go to the second letter K in its name. So K means Skelly. This is number 36 in titanium, machine finished. I picked this one up on the secondary from Jacob Yoon. He gave me an absolutely insane deal. Enormous shout out to Jacob Yoon. Just great guy. He just wanted to get it to someone who would appreciate it, right? And here it is. So if you ever are seeing anything by Jacob Yoon or you want to deal with him, he's awesome. He even sent it like even said it like priority mail to me, and I said like, dude, it's fine, just like, you know, the slow mail, it's all good, like, you know, this is all I can afford. You like, you sure you want to send this to me with this? And it was just, he just wanted to go to a good place. So here it is. But yeah, Jacob Yoon, great guy. Let's weigh this. Let's weigh one of these and just see, because this is just like, it's not even there. It's like 5.5. Okay, so remember I was saying the Ultim was about 3 for just one of these. So this is only beating it weight wise by about like 2.5 grams. It's crazy. So rid of that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get rid of the foam dampeners. I'm not gonna really do anything with foam dampeners because, well, they don't do anything with dampeners. Dampeners are stupid for the Skelly. Skelly is a noise machine. So these were here because I was noticing that when I just had the foam dampeners on there, that it's like it wasn't pressing it down quite enough to kind of really secure those magnets in there, right? Just get them in there. And then also, I put cardstock on the edges here. Get that out of there. So you notice this is one way you can make your wraps even more quiet. If you see that whatever insert you're using is leaving a little bit, get this to focus, a little bit of a space right here along the edge, that's usually a pretty good space for using just like regular cardstock. So this is like, I cut up like a greeting card, basically, from like Hallmark or something. Very thin little strips. And then you can work it in there, kind of wrap it around there. I'll show you what it looks like on this one. So I wrapped it all the way around the edge there, because up there was a bit of space as well. But if I've locked it in on there, that little space there pushed it all the way down here, and then it was tight right there. So there was no point in trying to wrap that into there, no space. So yeah, you can just wrap it all around there, and that keeps everything, the whole insert, just very, very solid. It works, it's tedious, but if you care about it like I do sometimes, or sometimes you're just hyper-focusing like crazy, and you're, you know, it's getting really late and you don't care and you're just messing around with your wraps. I need tweezers, man. Where are those tweezers? There we go. Okay. Yeah, these little tweezers, see those little tiny tweezers? So good for this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of good that it was all set up like this before I took it apart, because then I can kind of show you some other stuff, right? And then in true tradition, I'm just sitting here literally rambling about wraps because I love them so much. So yeah, I could literally just talk for hours about them. So here is how badass the Skelly can look, right? Because you can just take it. It's one of the only wrap models that I like to just say, fuck it. I don't want anything in there. Naked. Freaking naked. So I call this naked mode, yeah? Naked divorce mode. It's actually the first time I've said that out loud. Naked divorce mode, activate. So, oh God, it's just so freaking loud. My wife's in the other room. I told her I was shooting a video, but it's really loud. So that's like that. So crunchy. And then I just think it kind of looks badass. It's like, it's got the little like, grr, it's like little eyes there. You know what I mean? Like badass Rapt. Anyway, let's put some brass in it because brass is kind of, it's like the contrast with the silver titanium and then the brass inserts on the inside. Very chef's kiss. Let's see what that looks like. Come on. So one thing I noticed is that, and one of the reasons I'm not going to mess with like stronger magnets right now is because A, that would make this video take even more time, and B, I find that when there's a lot of strong magnets in the Skelly, these, you know, all these little lines here and stuff, you're pushing like a little bit extra hard to get the magnets going. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything at first, but after a while, you're kind of like, like your thumb is like, starts to get, for mine at least, I don't know, starts to get a little bit sore. So I found the happy medium was just go with the medium magnets. Just do what the Skelly is good at, which is being able to use medium magnets, even if it's got brass inserts. So these brass inserts, they do not usually look like that. I sanded these a lot because they were much thicker than the magnets. So I kind of sanded them a lot and then I smoothed them out a bit, but I didn't like totally finish them polished or anything. So they kind of got this cool scratched look. So let's get these out of here. Okay, cool. And it's just like so easy to swap stuff around in the Skelly, because if you're not putting dampeners on and stuff, whatever. Just throw it on there. It's all exposed. Naked. Skin and bone. Alright, so I was fucking with it this way for a long time. So I think just having that brass kind of brings the sound down into an octave that's pretty damn hot. Right? If you like rattle, this is your guy. Plus that looks even more badass now, right? The contrast, silver and gold, look at that. Ha! Okay, so let's put plastic in it, just to complete the trifecta. This is nice. Look at us. It's hanging out. Raps. Starved raps. Just skin and bone. All right, so. Okay, so this is a new one, right? So yeah, I don't know if you know the difference between this. A little side shoot here again. All right, so. Oh my God, here. So, I'll pick everything up. So, which is which, eh? Which is which? So, this is the 3D printed. 3DP. These are the 3DP inserts, the plastic ones. This is what we started with plastic inserts. Jonas just 3D prints them in his shop, right? No big deal. Simple. Good to go, right? So the thing that happened with these was that the tolerances for the magnets was it was more loosey. It was more loosey than the like aluminum or the brass kind of thing. So you can see that just with, let's see if this one is actually a loose one. Yeah, see how it's just kind of like that. Sort of, I can move it back and forth. Pretty easy to take off like that, right? So what happened was he decided to, he was getting a lot of like people talking about how, you know, they try to put their, you know, wrap back on top and stuff, and then this would like, the inserts would like shift in there, and then it would cause the magnet alignment to not align. So then like, you know, the side of your, you know, your Rapt would be like sitting like this and stuff, like when it's just at rest and stuff. And I have a video out there where I show you how to fix that and stuff. You can do it. It's, you know, just a little adjustment you have to make and something to be aware of, right? But I think it was just kind of, he wanted to get it to a place where it was more precise. So we came up, or he came up with doing acrylic. He would pour. So what he does is he pours like an acrylic layer, like of acrylic resin, right? In like a sheet. That's the thickness, 1/8 inch thickness of the magnets. And then his laser cutter goes and just cuts out the whole thing in this sheet. And yeah, and they just pop them out kind of thing. And then you get these. So all the plastic ones are now done like this. And then the difference is that they have a much... Just trying to get these in now. Oh, I've messed it up. Messed it up is what I've done. There. So that side, see how much tighter that is? Like I can't even, there's no movement there. So what that means, and am I even going to be able to get it out? That's the thing. They're hard. Oh, I don't want to get magnets. I don't want to get magnets to get it out. I just want it to come out. Ah, okay. Bit of a struggle, but that is life. I'm gonna have to use magnets anyway now. Yeah. Okay, so this is great for if you're just putting foam dampeners on top and you want silence, you want it to like all be precise and line up with each other and all that stuff. It's great for that. Okay, so you want light, you know, inserts, you want loud inserts. They're light because they're loud because they're light, and precise. Perfect. Great. So that's how those work. Those work that way. But I'm never getting rid of these, like, because these are like, you know, having the old 3D printed ones is kind of like a gem now, right? He's not going to make any more of those, but these actually move, so they rattle, right? So if you want plastic inserts that are going to make a bit of a rattle, like if you're going to be using them with, you know, the rubber spacers or something like that, there's a whole other sound spectrum that you can hit with like rubber spacers and then the plastic inserts that you're not hitting with like rubber spacers and aluminum or brass. They all sound just a little bit different. So a rattle plastic is like, I don't know, it can be really good sometimes in certain metals. So I'm using this because this is a rattle machine. Okay, that was a point that I was desperately trying to get to. So what we're gonna do, I think these are all the same. Oh, these tweezers are made of aluminum. They are not magnetic. Something new every day. Oh, right. Let me just double check that I've got the polarity still all right. So we had a couple of jumpers there. Yeah, we are good. Okay, so it goes back up there. So now I can get a nice little... Actually, you know what? I think this is the first time I've ever done... It is. It's the first time I've ever done exposed plastic inserts in this. Where did the screw go? Did you see where the screw went? Ah, found it. Okay. Wow, that's light. Holy crap. The Bachelor maker. Naked divorce mode. Skelly the Bachelor maker. Stop. It's late. Oh, God. Anyway. Look at that. Let's weigh it like this. Tear. 38. 38. Could that be... That would be... That's as light as you can make this thing. Yeah. It might be... It might not be. I don't know. I know that if you had strong magnets in there, all strong, because the inserts, it would cut out more of the material for the stronger magnets, but I don't think that would balance out with the stronger magnets being slightly heavier and all that stuff. So, yeah. 38. It's probably about as light as you can get this Rapt. And then I guess if you had an Ultim wrapped with plastic, we said it was... Each side was 2.5 grams more, so an extra 5 grams off. So you're looking at like an Ultim, you could probably get down to like 33 grams. That's it. That would be very light. And by comparison, that's lighter than a Compiform V3. Compiform V3 titanium as well. I believe this hits in at around 40 or so. 47. Very similar to what it was when this had the aluminum in it. So there you have it. That is lightest Rapt I have. And yeah. The noisemaker. And then obviously, like, you know, this, you probably already thought of it, but this kind of thing opens up a whole other, you know, realm of, like, you know, glow in dark stuff, basically. Glow in the dark. Because you can get glow tape, right? So you can, like, glow tape, you know, your dampeners and stuff like that. Put it in there. Then you have, like, this glow in the dark Rapt. It's pretty cool. So, a lot of possibilities with the Skelly. If you ever find a Skelly, yeah, I would grab one. Yeah, I only see them in like zirconium, titanium, and I think I see them in copper sometimes pop up, but there's not a lot of these. Yeah, and I mean, they're never made again, right? It's a secondary market only. So yeah, there you have it. You know, get one if you want, or if this convinced you. Probably did. Yeah, there you go. That's about it. It's a Rapt, and this is fun. You guys are pretty cool. Okay. Bye.